Do good, Maverico here. Welcome to podcast episode number 70. What used to work in the 1960s might not work today. When it comes to the financial advice, the career advice, the work life advice from the 1960s, it's not the same today. That's massively changed. Back in the 1960s, now it might be in some ways it might be a bit strange to compare things to the 1960s because in many ways the 1960s was a very high point in history in many ways. It's not like all the old days was like in the 1960s. But yeah, a lot of people and a lot of things in the modern society seems to be kind of stuck on how the career advice and financial advice used to be back in the 1960s, where you could basically just go to school, get a good education, and get a safe, secure job with good benefits, and work as an employee for a company for a few decades, and then retire with a good retirement. And on that wage, one man working as an employee for a company, with that wage alone, he could pay for a house, car, a stay at home wife that could stay at home and take care of like 5 children. And it worked just fine. Maybe some people were a bit strapped, that the money was a bit tight, but it worked fine. But now these days, it's who can do that these days? Now it's like both the man and the woman are spending even more years on education to get a degree and all that, and a bunch of student loans as well. And then when they get into full jobs, both the husband and wife, still they don't have the same income as a single family had in 1960. A single income family in 1960 had more income than the average two-income family these days. It's crazy. And on top of that, there's also inflation. In 1971, President Nixon, Richard Nixon, took the American dollar off the gold standard, and the American dollar pretty much became a form of monopoly money or fiat currency, a currency not backed by gold or land or anything. It's basically just backed by the trust of the people that are still trusting in it. So yeah, after 1971, inflation has skyrocketed. Inflation has increased, and also cost of living have also increased. Those two things combined with student loans that has also increased, and things like there's a bunch of factors playing into this. Stuff like modern feminism, the sexual revolution in the 1960s that started around the 1960s. A lot of bad stuff. And a lot of these things has in combination made basically a lot of the financial advice of the 1960s obsolete because it's not working like it used to be. This might sound really negative or like poor us, it was so much better before. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the mainstream advice is a lot worse these days. I'm not saying everything is worse, it's not. But the mainstream advice used to work really good in the 1960s. It's not working really good today. You see on statistics like how old people are before they get married, how late they're getting married, and how few kids they are getting, how many single people there are, and how many older single people there are, and how many people are still living at home or with their grandparents. Statistics like these, for many of these statistics, there are record numbers. A lot of these numbers, they have never been so high since they started measuring them in the first place. So it's not just me being negative. There are some things going on, and that the financial aspect is one big part of it. Yeah, definitely. But there are several factors. But yeah, if the mainstream advice was still working and a lot of people are still following it, then the results should have been better, but they're not. That being said, even though the mainstream advice is working horrible these days, there are a lot of opportunities and options that are available these days that just didn't exist in the 1960s. We have things like the internet, AI, artificial intelligence, social media, stuff like that. So there are teenagers these days making millions of dollars in profit online. That didn't happen in the 1960s when they didn't even have the internet as mainstream yet. So yeah, there are options. And when it comes to those options, model what works, what one man can do, another man can do. And if you model the actions of those that have succeeded before you, chances are you might get similar results yourself. The last few weeks I've been interviewing real life success stories about the people that are running paid communities. It's for my online education and community platform, terrific30.com. And I interviewed several paid community success stories. People are making at least 5 figures in profit, at least $10,000 in profit per month from a paid community. And it's fascinating. I'm going to interview at least 30 success stories. At the time of this recording, I've just interviewed a few of them, but yeah, it's really exciting stuff. The dream of freedom is possible. When it comes to making money online and entrepreneurship, a lot of people are doing it because they are motivated by freedom. They want more freedom. They don't want to be a debt slave trapped in the matrix of the 9-to-5 rat race. But what often ends up happening is that they're actually building their own rat race. They quit 9 to 5 and end up working even more. So if you're looking for more freedom, business model is a key thing to look at, because although a lot of businesses can be systematized and automated, stuff like that, but how easy and realistic it's going to be and how soon you can do it varies massively. So just choosing the right business model is a massive piece of the puzzle. And when it comes to especially the two that I think of, email marketing and paid communities, they're pretty unique when it comes to how they can be run as a kind of cash cow or source of semi-passive income. I'm not an expert, just to make that completely clear, but I have interviewed several real life success stories of paid community owners. One of them actually reminds me of this book, The 4-Hour Workweek: Escape 9 to 5, Live Anywhere, and Join the New Rich by Timothy Ferriss. One of the classics when it comes to making money online and passive income or semi-passive income. A lot of people claim that no, the 4-Hour Workweek it's a scam, and they get riled up. It's like they are on the verge of exploding into a temper tantrum when you mention the 4-Hour Workweek. My goal is not to work 4 hours per week, just to make that clear. But still, I find the concept just wildly fascinating, because it's just fascinating. Hey, is it really possible to work less than 4 hours per week and make 10 or even tens, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars in profit per month? Is it really possible? Yeah, it is. I've been looking for success stories like that for years. But one of the guys I interviewed a few weeks ago for Community Cash Cows, one of the owners of a paid community, he and his friend, they built a paid community in Germany. And these days, that guy is actually working less than 4 hours per week. And he's making about 18,000 euros in profit per month. Both he and his friend are making about 18,000 euros each in profit per month. Fascinating. I'm not promoting idleness, but still, the concept is fascinating. And the thing is, there are times when you might need passive income or semi-passive income. Things happen. Maybe you will be lucky and you can work 10 to 15-hour days every single day for the rest of your life, for decades. Maybe that will happen. Probably not. Things happen. One of the guys that was running this paid community in Germany, one of his friends, he had some kind of personal problems that he was fixing up in these days. And this guy that I interviewed, his mom was sick. She had cancer, so he was spending a bunch of time with his mom and helping her out with hospital appointments, stuff like that. So him having this community cash cow, this business generating like 18,000 euros in profit per month, while he was working less than 4 hours per week. For him, in his situation, it was just amazing. Imagine if you had to work 12-hour days, things would have been a lot different, you know. So yeah, my point is, the dream of freedom is possible. I've not achieved it myself. I'm not an expert, but I do interview success stories, so at least it's possible. And these days, paid communities are really trending. And I don't think it's just a short-term fad. I think it's something that is truly here to stay long-term. And who knows? Maybe you want to build a multi-million-dollar company. Maybe you want to build an empire. Who knows? At the same time, it's still fascinating with paid communities. Maybe you can build a paid community and scale it like crazy, or maybe you can build a paid community and fix your income that way, and then use some of the money and freedom that it provides you to expand into different things. If you want to check it out, to learn from those real life success stories, as well as connect with other people that are also building their own paid community, you should check out communitycashcows.com. You can also find it on terrific30.com. All right. Take care and God bless.